Well, there you have it. Club Silverstone, an amazing start to our 2024 British Grand Prix here at Silverstone. Welcome back. Fantastic job getting in, keeping the weather under control. And of course, we have next on the programme the Formula 2 sprint race, where our very own Zane Maloney will be trying to make his way from 9th on the grid through to the podium for us. He'll be joining us later, as he mentioned, to come and watch the Grand Prix with us. But what I'd like to do, if I can at this stage, is introduce you to a young man who's come over to emulate Zane, just as Zane did. Zane came from Barbados. This young man, 19 years old, came over from Chicago to make his career as a professional racing driver, starting the same route that Ayrton Senna took and all of the greats, Mansell and Co, through Formula Ford 1600. He's actually running second presently in the British Formula Ford 1600 Championship. And he was doing exceptionally well at the first ever Heroes of Formula Ford 1600 Sprint Cup race at Thruxton 2 weeks ago, where I was there at the side of the track, talent spotting, if you will. I just want to share, before I introduce you to him, the onboard from his race car during that race. Buckle up, Brian. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. That's a hub breakage. But he survived that, thankfully. He's here with us today. I want to introduce you all the way from Chicago to sunny Silverstone. Please give it up for Mr. Jason Pribble. Come here, young man. That's 2 weeks ago. How are the bruises doing?
Oh, you know, I'll be honest. It's been a lot easier than I expected. You know, sitting there in the car right after that, I would have thought. I mean, all that was going through my head was, oh man, how am I going to get through this? How am I going to get to the next race? And yet here I am, sitting here and standing talking to everyone, and I'm really excited to be here. And yeah, no, I'm feeling great, really.
So you're 19 years old. You've come over to the UK on your own. Weather ain't great, is it?
You know, it's not amazing, but I'm from Chicago. We get the lakefront stuff all the time. It's the Windy City after all, and I'm used to the clouds, not much sun. So, you know, it's a special kind of cold here in England.
It's a special kind of cold that you have to wring out of your socks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's it just gets you shivering. No matter where you are, no matter how many layers, it's just that thick, you know, damp, cold air. But
So what is it that brings the young stars of tomorrow to the UK? Why are you here?
You know, it's something that I didn't even realize or think about until I got here and started experiencing it for myself. But everyone told me how you know, I mean, this is the motorsports capital of the world. You've got Formula One teams left and right. And I get here and I meet people in the, you know, grocery store or things like that. Everyone's wearing F1 merchandise. You know, I talked to some people and they're like, oh yeah, you know, my son races karts at this track and I'm working for a kart team, and oh yeah, no, I was just there last weekend. Just as, you know, there's so many people who are into racing here, and I hadn't even realized it until I, you know, really got around to it. It's just such a small world, and it's really special, the kind of appreciation that you guys have for racing in the UK.
Have you been to a Grand Prix before?
I went to one, first time I left the country actually, or first time I left the US for the Canadian Grand Prix. The famous one actually, 2019 with Vettel and Hamilton. And that was interesting, sitting in a crowd with a bunch of Ferrari fans at the time. But yeah, so second Grand Prix here, and I get to be part of a show. It's a dream come true.
And have you ever talked to an audience as big as this before?
Not at all. Definitely not live. And you know, it's a little nerve-wracking, but being up here, it's nice. It's not anywhere near as daunting as I expected it to be. I'm excited to have, you know, so many passionate people. I'm happy that everyone was focused watching the F3 race, because it's something that I enjoy watching just as much as the Grand Prix. And so, you know, you really get an appreciation for the fact that everyone's here to watch racing. And so, you know, that's a good audience to have.
You're here on your own, and I'm looking at you thinking, are you eating enough? I mean, have you got any money left to eat?
After that crash, I've had a little bit of time out of the gym, but little thin around the bones, but we'll get back into it eventually, and I get to enjoy the nice British cuisine while I'm here. So no, I'm definitely definitely good.
Jason, can I ask you, would you watch the Grand Prix with us in the suite? Like, if any of my guests want to catch up with you, find out about your dreams, your plans, your ambitions, and what the crash was like, would you be happy to talk?
Absolutely, yeah. I'll be here all day. I mean, having a big screen, I always come to races and I go on the Saturday, then I go home and watch the race on the TV on the Sunday, because it's just you always get an idea for the race that's better on the television and things. So I'll be here watching with you guys, and happy to talk about anything. I love talking about racing, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's a long way from home. What a brilliant job. Jason Pribble, 90 years old. Formula Ford this year, Formula 3 in the next couple of years. Young man, we salute you. Thank you very much indeed. Catch up with him in the suite. I'm sure he'll be happy to talk. So we have cutthroat racing action. Yeah, it's